in news from the region. President of the Prison Officers Association, CERON Richards, held a press conference with a group of visibly upset POA membership following the assassination of prison officer Darren Francis on Wednesday morning. The prison officers could not contain their frustration as they shouted that there were 5 prison officers killed in just a year, with 2 killed 2 weeks apart. The POA president said prison officers will no longer be targeted by criminal elements as they intend to submit their resignations.
So this prison service has reached the stage, the situation is untenable. Officers in the rank and file, I am telling you all officers, the state do not care about us. So all the rhetoric about... Imagine that. Other officers were shot at today, right? So, robbing a cigarette truck in Trinidad and Tobago is carrying more blasted weight than the killings of prison officers. That is what is happening. That is what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago.
Richards further said criminal elements are the ones in charge behind those walls. He said the POA has requested numerous measures to help officers protect themselves and their families, but to no avail. The National Security Minister, Stuart Young, said he will be meeting with prison officers next Tuesday to address their concerns. The recent prison officer killed was Darren Francis. Francis was killed near his home at Indian Walk, Princestown, around 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Police in Trinidad and Tobago are also investigating threats circulated via social media that more officers would be killed if prisoners' cell phones were taken away and if phones which had been seized in a recent raid are not returned. President Donald Trump has threatened to cut financial aid to Honduras over a large group of migrants heading towards the U.S. border. In a tweet posted on Tuesday, Trump said the country's president was told funds would be cut immediately if the group was not stopped and returned. The U.S. president also warned Honduras's neighbors, Guatemala and El Salvador, that their governments could face their funds being cut if they allowed the migrants to pass through their countries on the way north. Honduras has a long history of poverty and corruption. It also has one of the highest murder rates in the world. About 160 people originally set off on Friday from San Pedro Sula, a notorious Honduran crime hotspot. The group grew rapidly in size to over 1,500 migrants over the weekend. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the Honduras Foreign Ministry urged its citizens against joining the caravan, dismissing it as a political ploy to disrupt the governability, stability, and peace of our countries. Now in international news. Crowds of angry Hindu devotees have prevented women from entering one of Hinduism's holiest temples despite a historic Supreme Court ruling. Crowds of agitated protesters in Kerala attacked female devotees, many of whom turned back as a result. Several people, including an old woman, were injured as crowds threw stones at vehicles and attacked police officers. The Sabarimala temple has been historically closed to women of menstruating age. Hinduism regards menstruating women as unclean and bars them from participating in religious rituals. But while most Hindu temples allow women to enter as long as they are not menstruating, the Sabarimala temple was unusual in that it was one of the few that do not allow women in a broad age group to enter at all. This was overturned by the Supreme Court last month, with judges observing that, quote, the right to practice religion is available to both men and women. The temple did open its doors as directed by the court ruling. However, not a single woman was able to enter because of the protesters. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonsalves. Thanks for watching Headline News. Leave a like or a comment below. And for updates on the latest news happening in Guyana, click the subscribe button.